and also left roads and subways submerged. As I speak, the rainfall continues. And so I did some research this morning to understand the changes of rain pattern in South Korea. What's happening here in this country? Just to understand and put things into perspective in terms of what's happening in rest of the Asia, I think this is an example that we can really take into heart and take action. In 2020, the monsoon recorded a total of 42 human casualties, dead or missing, and over 8,000 flood victims in South Korea. The heavy rain also brought deadly landslides. Agricultural land was inundated, and tens of thousands of livestock died, swept away in rapids. Research says that the floods in 2030, in few years' time, will be nothing like what we experienced yesterday. It will be much worse. And with the projected number of flood victims at around 3.3 million people in South Korea alone to floods, frequency and intensity of heavy rains are largely due to climate change, and we all know that.
It will be much worse.
Now, let's come
And
to
with the
youth.
projected number of flood victims at around 3.3 million
Mr.
people in South Korea alone
Kailash
to flood,
Satyarthi, an Indian
frequency and
activist,
intensity of heavy
said
rain
that the power
are
of youth
largely
is
due to
the
climate
common
change,
wealth
and we
of the
all know that.
entire world.
Now,
No
let's come
segment
to
in the
you.
society can match with the power, idealism, enthusiasm,
Mr.
and courage of the
Kailash
young people.
Satyarthi, an Indian activist, says that the power of youth is the common wealth of the entire world. No segment in the society can match with the power, idealism, enthusiasm,
So,
and
the
courage
opportunity and
of
the
the young
crisis that
people.
we are facing is a triple one. It's a climate crisis, it's a biodiversity crisis, and it's a sustainability crisis. The climate and biodiversity crisis have come incredibly close,
So the
so
opportunity and
close
the
that
crisis that we are
now
facing
we are talking about
is
less
a
than a
triple one.
decade,
It's the
which
climate
might be the
crisis,
last
the
chance for
biodiversity
humanity to
crisis,
avoid
and the
really
sustainability
serious
crisis.
consequences for
The
future
climate and
generations. And
biodiversity
this is an urgent
crisis
issue for
have come
everybody, for
incredibly close,
politicians,
so close
for all the
that now we are
stakeholders in the
talking
world,
about less than a
all the
decade,
public at
which might be
large,
the
and
last chance
finding a
for
better way
humanity
to
to
have
avoid
young
really
voices
serious
actively
consequences
engaged
for future
in that
generations.
discussion.
And
And
this
this
is
is
an
the
urgent
critical
issue
moment
for
for that.
everybody,
I'm
for
saying this
politicians,
because, as I mentioned
for
before,
all the
in youth,
stakeholders in
we
the
have
world,
a commonwealth
all the
for the
public at
entire
large,
world that
and
cannot
finding
be
a better
matched
way
with
to have
anything
young voices
else.
actively engaged
There are a few
in
other
that
reasons why I
discussion,
say
and this
this.
is the critical
Today, the
moment for
youth may
that.
be
I'm
around
saying this because, as I
25% of the
mentioned
world's
before,
population,
in youth
but it
we
is the
have a common
100%
wealth
of
for the
future. So
entire
we
world
really
that
have to work
cannot be
with the
matched
youth
with
of this
anything
world
else.
to make a change.
There
And
are
if we
few
are
other
really
reasons
serious
why
about
I say
making
this.
a change, that
Today,
is
the
the
youth
only
may be
way that
around
we can progress.
25% of the world's
I
population,
also want
but it
to
is 100% of future.
focus on
So we
sustainable
really have to
transformation
work with the
necessary in
youth of
developing
this world
countries.
to make a change.
Majority of
And
the
if we are really serious
world's
about
youth
making a
live
change,
in
that
developing
is the
countries.
only way that we
ASEAN,
can
that
progress.
is the home to many of you,
I